Oh, okay, so it's not going to record the radio. Alright, so let's see how this works. Welcome to another video. Wow, these glasses are great. You could already see what I'm working on. But welcome to another video. I know it's been months since I've put up a video. So for those of you who are subscribed, I really appreciate it. But as you see in the reflection of my glasses, it's back. And I decided to pull it out from the Chinese box area and finish it up. I have already done the wrong thing and done a lot of work before recording it. So I did put new head bolts in it. New. So if you guys remember from a long time ago, this engine was about to repeat history and throw itself apart. If the wind gets aggressive, I'm really sorry. The wind waits until I push record. If you remember last time that this engine was on the channel, it had a lot of sad happening inside of it, and it had, no, I don't think I did put a video up. I'm very bad at planning this stuff. If I made a video, then I'll reference it. If not, then this engine had some sad. It started to eat the ringlands, but I caught it just in time to where it made very little damage to the cylinder head. I cleaned all that up and I put I put new upgraded pistons that hopefully won't do the same thing. And yeah, I had a lot of interesting conversations with people about the head bolts on these things, and I just decided that I'm just going to change them because I don't want to take that risk of these things stretching and then a lot of nonsense happening. But I'm here right now getting this thing prepped because it needs to go back into the wagon, because I kind of miss driving that, and it's going to go bye-bye. So very soon the wagon's going to be sold because I have that now. You missed a lot. I'll make another video updating the property. But for this, I just got it cleaned up. Got a new air compressor from California Air Tools, and that thing is ridiculously quiet. So I blew all the dust out of it. Doesn't look like it, but it's clean. So my next step is I'm going to be putting the belt drive setup for the timing back together. And if this is your first time watching a Subaru video, well, I'm sorry, because I describe things very poorly, but I'll do my best. Ooh, made in Japan, that's great. So if you have an EJ, this is an EJ253. So originally this car came with an EJ251, but as you can see back there, that's a rod that decided to evacuate itself. So the first engine died. I don't know how, but it managed to have enough power to hurt itself. This is an EJ253 from an 06 Impreza, non-turbo, and I had to make sure I got it with, no, I don't think I had anything to do with that. I had to get a different thermostat because the Impreza one pointed a different direction. Very little things had to be swapped over. The cam gears had to be swapped, I believe. The cam gears and the crankshaft gear. And I believe that's it. There might be more, I don't know. But putting the timing back together, I believe these arrows have to be pointing straight up with the casting. I believe that's what I was told before. So where the two castings meet for the head and the, is it a bed plate for the head, for the cam? It's a single cam. It's not a dual cam. It's not it's not an STI engine. It's just a basic 2.5. This is going to point straight up with the meeting point of these two castings. That's what I've been told. And this side, it's quite a bit off, but this arrow is going to point with the notch, not on my hand, but in the plastic. So you'll see a notch right here. I'll rotate around so you can kind of see it from a different angle. Yeah, right there, center screen, there's a notch right next to the bolt hole. And once you line those two up, there's a little, for you older guys, Department of Defense looking arrow right there. And that needs to point with the two halves of the casting for the block. It needs to point straight up. So right now I'm getting all the pulleys and tensioners put on, and I will bring you back when I got it all done up. Alright, I wanted to clarify something. I was basing this off of another engine that I've done, and it's been a very long time since I've done this engine. I think it's been pushing 2 years already. Do not follow this arrow right here. This is the piston location thing. I verified it online, and I remembered that this is the little mark you have to follow. This little mark lines up with the crack, as you can see. Do not use this little mark. This is the piston locator. Again, you follow the notch down here with the notch that's on the crank sensor, and then on this side, the piston locator, I don't even know what the heck that one's for, but the mark is right here. Mark right here, and then mark right here. Getting this belt on was a little tricky, and I zip tied the belt onto the pulley so that way it doesn't start to skip. So I did that on both sides, and it's a little trick you guys can use. It just holds the belt on the pulley so that way it doesn't start skipping when you get everything all said and done. So now, what else? I'm just going to do a nut and bolt check for the timing system. Torque all these down, which means I'm going to put pressure until my elbow pops. A little thing that might help you guys also is the tensioner. Uses a 2mm anything that fits in that hole. I use a Allen wrench, so anything that's 2mm will fit. Don't use anything soft because this thing's pretty strong. It'll shear soft metal. Okay, so the belt is on. It is taut. I'm going to cut the zip ties off, tighten down every single bolt, make sure everything's good. And then let's go widescreen. Let's see how that looks. That's actually a little bit better. So cut the zip ties off. Check all the little bolts. Well, that's not a bolt. Check the bolts for everything. Cut the zip ties for this side. Don't forget this. Your engine will be very unhappy if you forget that. I know there are some covers that go on here, and I'm really hoping I'm not dumb and I forgot to put them on first behind all of this, because I will have a really bad day. So yeah, I'll leave a shot of this right here so you guys could see. And this engine is actually very nice. This was a rebuilt engine from Subaru that came out of a wrecked car, and I got it from who was it? SoCal JDM. The guy sourced it for me and managed to find this lovely thing, and it does have all the marks from being rebuilt. And I know it's a warranty rebuilt engine because on these engines, where is it at? There's supposed to be a VIN somewhere, like on this plaque, part of the engine, or on the bridge up here. Let me bring you guys in a little bit. I'm looking outside. I'm not looking at the screen. So in here, there should be a VIN stamped on it, or somewhere up there, and there's nothing. I can't find anything on this engine which tells me this was a warranty, hopefully. But yeah, we're gonna further on. The wagon's excited to get its heart back. As you can see, it's, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna get all the plastics on next, and I'll bring you back. Oh, look at that thing. It's quiet. I can talk over it. Well, I did take the air intake off because everything sounds better without an intake. So anyway, we got this all buttoned up. I'll go widescreen so you can see. Somewhere in this, well, this cover came off of my original engine, and somewhere in its life, this happened. Not sure what happened. Bless you. Not sure what happened, but it happened. This side, I'll bring you in a little bit. This side confused me a bit. I was a bit perplexed. I was putting this cover on without the cam cover, and I couldn't figure out where the plastic was that went behind it, because that side has it. I'll show it right now. And then I discovered that I need to put the cam covers on before putting the plastics on, because it bolts to the cam cover. So I cleaned up the cam covers, I put them on, and as you can see on this side, it has its own cover on the bottom, so it just bolts, sandwiches itself. Don't know why the guy wrote that. So when I found it, he claims it's for a 99 plus, but on the 06 Impreza, I believe that points down instead of 90 degrees this way. So I had to take the original. Well, I bought another one, but I used the original from the EJ251, and it bolts straight up to the EJ253. Everything EJ251 will bolt up to this. Like I said, the cam gears and the crank sprockets need to be switched over. I believe the sensors need to be switched over too, because there's something, the pickup is different on the other engine. So I have one here. This is a non-AVLS or AVCS engine. This was the absolute last year for the non-AVLS AVCS. So this thing is as basic as it gets. So if you're looking to swap your EJ251 to something newer, find an Impreza 06-ish, non-turbo, and everything bolts up. You just have to change the thermostat. Something's getting it over there. Change the thermostat, the cam and crank sprockets, and the sensors. And that's, as far as I remember, all needs to be done. I believe I had to do something with the PCV. I don't think the EJ253 PCV will work with the 251. So I got everything mostly done. The whole bottom half is done. I gotta bolt in the dipstick tube. Once the dipstick tube is done, I'm gonna set this thing down, dent the oil pan, because I have nothing to put it on. I'll probably put something under it. Come on, you guys gotta, if you know my sarcasm by now, then you know. But if you don't know my sarcasm, if it's your first time, I'm not gonna put it down on the gravel asphalt driveway, because I'm smarter than that, and I don't need a puncture. I've already put a lot of money into this thing. I don't need it leaking and hurting itself for the next guy. Oh, when it sits like that, it looks like an inline 6. Okay, my ADHD is kicking hard right now. So I'm going to lay this thing down. I'm going to probably get more wood, or I have any tires lying around? I might have a tire lying around. I'll probably put it inside of a tire. That way I can put the... I gotta stop pointing in videos. I don't like when people point. The cam... No, not cam. Crank. Okay, so I'm not gonna point, but I will use this. Still pointing, but I'm not using my hand. The crankshaft pulley is still in that. So I gotta put that on here. And then after that, I might put the engine in the car as is, or I might put the intake on, since it's sitting right there waiting patiently for the last 2 years. All right, cool. So you guys, you got it right. You're paying attention. You in the back, I'm watching you. Pay attention. There's gonna be a pop quiz. Not really, but I should. I need to get a new oil filter. Engine mounts are good. The exhaust still has the gaskets on it. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna get that pulley put on, and then I think we're gonna turn the car around, and I'm gonna bust out the pressure washer, and we're gonna see if that works, hopefully, and we're gonna clean the nightmare that's under the hood. So yeah, and there it is, something that hasn't been in this spot for almost 2 years. I told you it was a nightmare in here. I already started with the air hose, blowing off some of the dust, which looks okay. I might break out the pressure washer depending how thick this stuff is. Might need to get a new battery. But yeah, it's getting closer. That thing's gonna be going back home. It's currently Tuesday, March 18th. So I know I've owed you guys a video or a lot, but yeah, this thing's a mess. I let it sit for way too long, so now I get to deal with the mess. But yeah, she'll be back. Okay, engine bay's a little cleaner. In my stroke of luck, that thing died. So yeah, I'm gonna have to just use air until I figure out what's wrong with this. So this is charging up. I've already got most of in here cleaned up. Sorry for the contrast. Most of it's done. Did that because I was pushing it around, the exhaust is rubbing the floor. So now I need to dig the engine hoist that's in the back of all of this, behind the S13 that's hiding. That way I can, bless you, get the ramps out and the jack, put this thing up, put the ramps under it, that way I can have some room, and then proceed to get the casters of the engine hoist stuck in here, drop the engine, and then just set this whole thing on fire. No, probably not going to do that. I'm gonna take my time. I'm not in a very big rush to sell this, but I am in a big rush to sell this because, well, I'm trying to do something nice for the wife. So let's go into the abyss and fetch the engine hoist. That way I could pick that thing up, and then we'll, no, that's not the right way to do it. Let's get that first, jack and the ramps. We'll put this thing in the air, and then we'll go get the engine hoist, pick that thing up, throw it in here, throw some bolts at it, and then I'm hoping with enough sunlight today, because it's already, what time is it? Yeah, it's that. Okay, so that car just sitting over there. Okay, so you missed a few things. It's not here anymore. It's over here. I struggled for about 14 years trying to get this thing out. It was all the way in the back. Sorry for the wind again. Let's go widescreen. I know the wind is probably murdering this video, but I got the engine hooked up to the crane with the leveler on it. It's doing a pretty good job. I got most of it lined up. I'm sorry for the contrast, guys. If it's really bad, please bear with me. I just have to get the jack. I gotta stop pointing. Get the jack under the transmission. Don't want to go there. I gotta lift the transmission up to match the engine. Put a couple bolts in diagonally to hold it together, and then put the engine on its mount, the pedestal where it sits, and then I might call it a night. maybe not. I'll probably push through, put the intake on, put the wiring on. Who knows? If I push hard enough, I might be able to get this thing started tonight. But chances of that happening are slowly dwindling, especially with the stupid pressure washer killing almost an hour of my time. Ooh, my cat's at the window. Let's see, where's my kitty? You can't see him. Okay. Well, and I have all of this to go, which is significantly less than what I started with, aside from the intake manifold, which looks like some kind of weird alien hybrid spider thing. Alright, I'm getting ADHD again, so I'm going to put the music back on. I'm going to get this connected to the transmission and sitting on the subframe. It's going to be 2 years, I'm pretty sure, 2 years that this engine has not sat in this spot. So it's going to be an absolute thrill to have this thing back and running, just so I could sell it. Yeah, I'm trying to liquidate the yard. Trying to get rid of a few more things too. But yeah, one thing gone. This one's next. And then hopefully the blue one's going to be next. And then the truck. The other Mercedes, that's my backup car. So getting rid of all the other stuff and only going Euro. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. This is where we're at. It's in. Everything's bolted down on the back. I got the torque converter bolts on. It's in that little cover right here. So when you pull this cover, surprise, hello. Okay. A quick look under. Let me fall on the ground to do this, and I'll go widescreen on this. So let's see, what's to talk about? I'm gonna do what I hate and point. Engine mount right here, connects to the subframe. Same spot right here. Those are both 14s. And then I hung the exhaust right there and right there. Ooh, new piping. Yeah, yeah. And unlike other Subarus, this still has the cats in it. Yeah, weird. Okay, so last bit I need to do under here is, you know, a little Bluetooth radiator hose action going on. Yeah, connect the lower rad hose. What else? When I put the electric fans in, that's what these dangly bits are. One right here too. I'll hang the fans up. I might call it. It's starting to get cold. I don't know what time it is. I took my watch off, but it's about to be 0 dark 30. Very dark. I don't like working in the dark because it's cold, especially where I live. Gets down into the low 40s, high 30s at night, and it happens right after the sun goes down. Sorry, I'm wiping my face. Okay, so more pointing. Exhaust, the 3 nuts that hold the studs, hold on to the studs. Same thing on this side. I had replaced the gaskets because I was chasing a PO 420 code, and it ended up being this flange right here where the Y pipe connects to the cat. That flange was bent. So what I ended up doing was dropping this whole half of the exhaust and welding that all the way around to make it solid. Let's zoom in on that. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that welding action. It's actually not that bad. Okay, so back to regular, not wide. I'm basically done down here. I have to find the hanger for the cat. I don't know where it went. That's what that little eyeball looking thing is, poking at you, looking at you, right into your soul. Look at me. Anyway, let's go back up top as I struggle. So like I said, I gotta put the fans in. That's what the dangly bits are. Wow, there's something in my eye and it hurts. Okay, show must go on. I pushed the volume button and it ended the video. Like I was saying, AC compressor is installed, tightened down. The balancer is installed, tightened up. The power steering is tightened up. I'm getting to that bit right now. It's a lot of loose ends that I need to do. I've connected the O2 sensors to the harness. There's 2 heater hoses that are back here that need to be connected. There's fuel lines that need to be connected. It's a lot of little stuff now. This is the most time-consuming part because it takes forever to get all the loose ends put together. But my goal for tonight is to get the intake manifold on, so that way no dirt gets into the ports, because y'all know what happens when stuff gets in there. Any sort of dust gets into an EJ, just blows up for no reason. So not really. What I'm doing over here is I'm getting the intake manifold ready. Ooh, bolts. I'm replacing what I believe caused the lean issue in the beginning, which is the O2 sensors. Kidding, I want to see if you're paying attention. The fuel injectors, I believe, are bad. If not, they're spraying incorrectly. So I am going to replace them. Let's take a long walk to my parts shelf. Oh, excuse the sniffling. Like I said, it's getting cold. And here's the new ones. I ordered new ones off eBay, of course, because who wants to get the correct part? I always want the wrong stuff. I'm going to bring this out anyway because I need it. And there we are. Let's go a little widescreen on this. Widescreen. Let's go a little wide. So, yes, we're going to replace those with these. And yeah, I'm gonna be gapping Hellcats now. You know what I mean? Like, come on, new set of injectors. I'm basically tuned. So I don't know what's going on here. Okay, yeah. I'm also gonna give this thing a once over because I don't want the next guy to have issues with anything. So I want to try to take care of what I can. So once I get these injectors in, I'll put the intake manifold in, and depending if I get this done fast enough before the sun, because I'm in a drag race with it, might go bully some GTRs with this thing. Let's see, what else? We're getting down to the end of it. Did you guys think of anything? Look at those wheels, GC8 replicas. Yeah. Starter was a pain in the butt. That you have to like take your arm off and put it through the bottom to get to absolutely anything. Yeah, I may need to go get a new battery because the Super Start has lost all of its super. I'll try to boil it, see if it comes back. We need power steering fluid, coolant, oil, filter. Alright, I'm calling it. I got the intake manifold on, hasn't been tightened down. I got the wiring harness up to this side. I snaked it. I could not remember how I did it before or how it was run before. So it works now. Did have one casualty. So, focus. Come on. There we go. I ripped the fuel pressure regulator hose, which goes right here to right there. Everything's connected to the ECU now, which is these 3 plugs. There's 4. There's one under it. That's the air intake temp sensor. This one right here is for the ignition coil along with the ground. Coil sits up here. Not doing that yet. Like I said, it's getting really cold. On this side, I have wiring for the alternator. That's going to be put on next time I'm working on this. Hopefully I don't let it sit for too long. I got to get plugs for it. I forgot that I didn't have them. Yeah, it's coming together. I was hoping to have it done by today, but it's not. And you can see how much stuff I have left, which is very little. A lot of odds and ends, which if you've done an engine, you know the odds and ends are the ones that take you the longest. And I don't know, I might divide this video up into 2 segments depending how long it's taking or how much time I have on it. I should look at the screen instead of like outside of it. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. Maybe tomorrow if I get time, because it's already what, 6, 7, so 1900. I usually get home about 5 from work, so I should probably be able to do an hour before I have to get ready for bed, since I get up about 2 a.m. But yeah, it's getting there. Little by little, it'll get running. It will be running, and make sure everything's really good for the next guy, because I would hate to buy a car that has all kinds of problems. So I'm trying to address all the problems these have before sending it down the road. So yeah, all right, see you guys in the next time I work on this.